Hello everyone, welcome back to the series of tutorials on C++. I am Deepak Nial and here I am going to discuss the solution of quiz second. So this quiz were little bit difficult from the first quiz because in this quiz we had negative marking and also timed questions. So because of the timed question, many of the students could not attempt all the questions, but I think this will prepare them for the further quizzes. Now here I am picking the report of one of the candidates who attempted all the questions and got 26 marks out of 30 marks. So let's start with first question. Which of the following operator cannot be overloaded? So these are things which are already known. So we don't need to think much about them. And all these three operators cannot be overloaded. So of course this answer is correct. Now coming to second question, which of the following operators are overloaded by default by compiler in every user defined class even if the user has not written? And the first option is correct because assignment operator is already overloaded. You don't need to write this, but sometimes you need to write your own version for some of the cases as we have discussed in our lecture. Coming to third question, how does C compiler differs between overloaded postfix and prefix? So it was also discussed in our lecture that a postfix has a dummy integer parameter, and that's very important because we pass 0 in that, right? If we talk about floating point parameter, so this is incorrect, right? Because we pass integer parameter. Now coming to fourth question, there are three object files and we want to combine these files into one executable file named gradebook. This thing is very important and we had discussed in a lecture where we are talking about breaking a file into multiple parts and separating the interface and implementation. So we use hyphen o for this, and if you want gradebook as a final executable, then we have to provide name of it as we have provided here, and then pass the object files as we are doing here in this option, right? This third option is not correct because we are not passing gradebook here. Similarly, why this option is incorrect? Because we are not writing main.o, gradebook.o and student.o, and in this we are using hyphen c, so that's incorrect also. Clear? Coming to fifth question, we have to predict the output of this program. So we have a class test and then we have two variables. It is constructor, so everything is fine. Now we have static functions, function 1 and function 2. But if you look at this, we are using this inside this function, but this pointer cannot be used inside a static function because static function do not depend on the objects, and that's why we can't use this here, and it should provide us a compiler error. Clear? Coming to sixth question, which of the following is true? So static method cannot be overloaded, and that's incorrect. Static data members can only be accessed by static methods. That is also incorrect because static data members can be accessed by other members also. Third point, non-static data members can be accessed by static methods, and that's incorrect because static method can only access static members, right? So this is correct option. I hope you understand this. Static members can only access static members and they can't access non-static data members. But static data members can be accessed by static methods and non-static methods. So you should understand this important difference. Clear? Now coming to seventh question, we have a class student where we are providing some static variables, number of departments, which is public variable. Then we are providing private variable, which is also static and its name is int count. Then another protected variable, which is string and name is university. So all these variables are static. Now we are assigning number of departments equal to 10 and student count equal to 4000, and then there is a name of university which is IIT. If you look at this, we have made two objects and we are setting count 10,000. So this means this 4000 should be changed to 10,000 for both the objects, student 1 and 2. So if you try to print out this thing here, you will get 10,000, 10,000, and that's why it's correct option. Clear? If you have marked this, so then you are wrong because this is a static variable and it will change the value for both the variables. Clear? Now coming to eighth question. Here we want output and we want to replace statement 1 and 2 by some statement, and output should be 10 plus I5, 2 plus I4, 12 plus I9. So actually these are two complex number, we discussed this in lecture, and then we are trying to add them. 10 plus 2 12 and 5 plus 4 9. So if you are trying to add these, and you can see we have a function here, right? And this function is outside class, so it means it's a friend function. Clear? So here we should have something which is a friend function, so we should declare some function as friend function, and name of that function is operator plus, and return type is complex. So let's pick the statement from here. So this is also talking about friend, this is also talking about friend, and this is also talking about friend. So let's see. Friend complex operator, this is correct. Complex const ampersand, complex const ampersand, that's also correct, because if you see here we have complex const and then ampersand and so on, right? So this is actually correct thing here, but this is also same and this is also same. Now we have to differentiate on some other basis, right? So just look at this, we need to return something from here, right? And what is this returning? It is returning complex type of object. Now look at the other things here, this is returning complex object, complex and complex. But what this function is doing, this is taking two parameters or two objects as input, and it should return sum of these two objects. Like it is taking 10, 5 and 2 4, so 10 should be added to 2 and 5 should be added to 4. You can look at the question carefully and then understand this. So when we print c1 dot print, it will print 10 plus I5. When we will print c2 dot print, it will print 2 plus I4, and when these both are added, it will print 12 plus I9. So look at this, it is returning object 1 dot real, object 1 dot imaginary, so this is incorrect. If you look at this, real plus obj2 dot real and img plus obj2 dot imaginary, so we can't write it like this, real and img, because we have two objects, we have to use those, right? And it is not a member function, so it can't use it like this. So that's why this C option is correct. If you look at this, it's saying obj1 dot real and obj2 dot real, it's adding them, and then obj1 dot imaginary and obj2 dot imaginary. Clear? I hope you understand this question also. Now coming to ninth question, and here we have a class test and then a static variable x, and then constructor which is increasing x each time it is called, and then there is a static function getX which is returning x. Now outside class we are defining this x equal to 0. Now let's look at this test getX. So what it is going to return? It will return 0, because we have x equal to 0 at the first time, and this will return 0. So this seems correct and this seems correct, right? We are not sure about compiler error at the moment. But now look at this second part, we are here creating 5 objects, right? So every time each object is created, it will increment this x. So as it is a static variable, so it will increment x for each object. So x0 will become 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and then 5, and finally we are again trying to print out x. So this B option is correct. Now coming to the last question, writing hash include double quotes iostream instead of hash include angular bracket iostream will result into successful execution, result into error, make the program bit slower, or make the program faster. So when you put header file inside the double quotes, it will look for this header file in the current directory, and if it is not found, then it will look for the header file in the standard directory, but it will not give any error, and it will result into successful execution of the program, right? But if we have some header file which is user defined, and we are putting angular brackets there. So that means that header file cannot be found out in the standard directory, right? If you have put it in the current directory, so that means it can be found out in the current directory only. And if you put angular bracket there, it will result into the error. But in this case this header file is not in the current directory, but it can be find out in the standard directory. So it will be a successful execution. But we are wasting some time here. First we are looking into the current directory and then going into the standard directory, so it will result into making this program a bit slower. So this first option is correct and third option is correct, and that's why this third option. Clear? So here was the solution of second quiz. So I hope this is clear to everyone. If you have any doubt or query regarding any of these questions, you can write in the comments and I will try to respond back to each of the question and clear your doubts. So see you in the next video with some new concept. Till then, thank you so much.